Hello, Wilkes-Barre Knights fans. Andrew Mossberg joining you again for another Coach's Corner edition with NAHL head coach Tom Kowal. Last week we had EHL head coach and the assistant Josh Fusco to the NAHL team. We're bringing the bench boss Kowal back here. So Tom, talk about a couple of things here. Last game out, 5-4 loss to the Johnstown Tomahawks. This is kind of a tough one. I know you guys have been a bit of a skid right now, but before then it was lack of goal scoring. Well, you got the goals in this game and just sort of fell apart in the third period. Can you kind of break down what you saw in the loss to Johnstown?
You know, I think it's unfamiliar territory. I mean, we really have never gone into a third period like that. So, you know, it's just, hey, it's lesson learned. I mean, it's, you know, we aren't really harping on it too much. I mean, it was a good lesson for us to learn in the early months of November. You know, I mean, if we can, you know, we can learn that, you know, you have to play 60 minutes of hockey, not 45, not 55, 60 minutes of hockey in order to win this league. Johnstown's one of the hottest teams in the league right now. You're not going to beat them without playing at least 60 minutes of hockey. So, you know, that was our lesson to the guys. I mean, you know, we've had a great week of practice this week. You know, we you know, look like we've recovered from that loss. Yeah, it was a tough loss, but sometimes a tough loss can be good.
Right. And here's the other thing, too. When you talk about some of the losses that have been consecutive here, I think there's a few where you look at it and you say, there's probably not a lot of positives. I think in this one there is. For 40 minutes, the compete level of this team might have been the best we saw all season. They also scored 3 out of 4 on the power play. I mean, do you kind of look at it like that? I know the loss itself is a stinging one, the fact that they come back in the third and win it, but there still were, in my opinion, a lot of pluses to take away.
Yeah, you know, I mean, how they came back and won it, you know, I mean, we got a little too crazy with our penalties. I mean, it was we were undisciplined, and to lose it like that was obviously a bummer. But, you know, I mean, the great thing about it was they're all correctable mistakes. I mean, when we played our hockey for 40 minutes for 2 periods, we had a 4-2 lead. I mean, our special teams were working well. We hadn't given up a power play goal yet. You know, it fell apart in the third period. You know, that happens sometimes, but as long as we learn from that, you know, we as a staff are happy with the effort. We just have to play smarter. You know, if you can play hard, but if you don't play smart, you know, you don't end up winning too many games in this league. North American League's a great hockey league, and when you're playing one of the top teams in the league, you know, it's a double-edged sword. You not only have to be your best in the game, but you gotta be thinking clearly. So we're very happy with the effort that these guys came back on Monday. You know, maybe hopefully that Saturday, Sunday, a little break to clear their heads before we got back helped. But more importantly, we're looking forward to having New Jersey come to the rink this weekend.
Adrian Danchenko will this Friday against New Jersey play in his 118th game, but on Friday against Johnstown, he skated in his 117th NAHL game. That beat Michael Morrissey, who previously tied with Danchenko for 116. So now Danchenko, in the 4-year history of the NAHL Knights organization, more games played than anybody this team has ever brought through the doors. What do you think? I know we talk about him a lot, whether it's star of the week or his 7-point weekend, but isn't that a pretty cool stat to say you have if you're Adrian?
It's a great stat. You know, I mean, in some sense, it's like, okay, you know, hey, it's, you know, it's a 90% great record, 10% going, okay, I need to get that out of here. You know what I mean? So, no, Adrian is what this organization is about. You know, you know, he's even played more games than I. Like, he played youth hockey here. You know what I mean? So he's a product of what we strive on, what our goal is as an organization, to feed our guys through our youth program, right into our junior program. Adrian had the honor of accepting a full-ride scholarship to Alabama Huntsville over the summer, and you know, to get him back was a treat for us. We thought we were going to lose him to the USHL. Very happy to have him back. As you can see, he's putting up points. He's already one of our top leading scorers and missed the first 5 or 6 games of the season. So, you know, Adrian, it's a proud honor. I'm sure, I hope he realizes how great of an honor it is. And I know the Wilkes-Barre Knights wish him the best. And we're happy he's wearing a Knights jersey, not another team's jersey.
Right, I'm sure. And Danchenko, we mentioned, has played a lot of games with this team as a forward, but we have a new forward to talk about. Aaron Hamill was offered the first tender of the season by the Wilkes-Barre Knights. This guy played for us 1 game against the Northeast Generals back in October. He was with the team all weekend. Had a chance to talk to him, and I know he's very excited about joining this team and being a part of this moving forward. What do you think about Hamill and what he can bring to the table? You
know, our recruiting staff, Justin Schreiber and Andrew White, have done a great job. You know, Aaron was on our list last year. You know, he came through our camp system over the summer, attended our main camp. We felt as a group, as a staff, he just wasn't quite ready to make that jump. We've had a long history with the Meyer program there in Detroit, you know, with Tyrone Bronte, with Postula, with Curry, you know, so we're looking to keep that tradition going. You know, I think you're gonna see Aaron Hamill in some more games throughout the year, but we wanted to get him locked up. We feel he's a great, you know, offensive threat. He has a great amount of skill, and he plays with an edge. You know, so that's, as you can see in the North American League, when you're not scoring, you got to have that edge to you too. And we're very happy to get him locked up early in the year, have him be our first a tender offer, and have him to accept it. You know, I mean, it's I can't say enough about our recruiting staff and the Wilkes-Barre Knights program to show him that, you know, this is a great place to be.
Meyer had 6 points in 8 games, or excuse me, Hamill had 6 points in 8 games with Meyer, had a 25-goal season with the U18 program a year ago, and now he comes to this team, and I know you mentioned it right there, that he plays with a little bit of an edge. And he's 5'9", he's a small guy for a forward, but this guy plays with a tenacious mindset. Yes, he likes to get a stick on the puck, but he can also throw some bodies around. He said that to me. He said, I'm not afraid to be physical. How important, and I think in this case with the way the team is right now, how important is it to just have a physical edge and have a presence where guys are going to go out there and finish checks?
Well, as you can see the last month we've had, I mean, it's when guys aren't scoring, what are you doing for me? And I think that's, you know, what we really stressed, you know, with our scouts, with our recruiting group, to go out and find players that not only can score, but when they're not scoring, what are they doing? And, you know, we were very happy to see, you know, Aaron Hamill be able to do them both. You know, he spent a week with us in practice. That was our deciding factor. You know what? Hey, this kid needs to be a Knight. And, you know, but that's just the beginning of the process, you know, Andrew. It's, you know, now we get to, we own his rights. We get to shape him into who we want, or at least let him know what you need to do to make our team next year. Doesn't mean he's on our team yet. He still has to come and make it. I mean, a tender is just, you know, the first step to a long process of playing in the North American Hockey League. But as you can see, you step in here, you're playing 20-year-old hockey players, you're playing older guys you've never played against, you know, with a little bit of pressure, junior hockey, with the opportunity to play Division I hockey or Division III hockey down the road. But it's you got to have a physical presence, because a lot of battles are won in front of the net on both ends, in the corners. You know, the up and down, skating rink to rink or goal line to goal line doesn't happen anymore. You know, you don't have those unbelievable skilled guys that can just carry the puck and control the game. It's got to be a team game, but you got to be able to compete and manage those older boys or the tougher, you know, the stronger guys in order to accomplish what you want.
Connor McDavids are hard to find, right?
Yeah, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, but you know what? Hopefully you're going to be seeing that about a Wilkes-Barre Knight here down the road.
Right. Well, hey, Ivan Provorov, Daniel Sprong, among some of the many great alumni to go through this organization. Aaron Hamill's going to have to earn his spot on this roster, but I think he's up for the challenge. That's why you guys signed him.
Yeah, we're happy to have Aaron Hamill part of our program, but we're looking forward to keeping track of him and shaping him the way we want him to be a year from now.
Home and home weekend with the New Jersey Titans is what's on tap for the Knights. It'll start Friday at the Revolution Ice Center, a matinee contest at 3 p.m., followed by Saturday's Middletown Ice World Arena game at 7 o'clock. That's it for this edition of Coach's Corner. I'm Andrew Mossbrooks, head coach of the NAHL Knights, Tom Kowal. Thank you for the time.
Thank you very much.